Hey guys, bloody hot day today on the homestead, about 33 degrees. I don't know, but the homestead's looking good. Man, this war ain't gonna get better before it gets worse, guys. You know, everything will be affected when the fuel hits $200 a barrel. You know, that's what it's going to be doing, and the West is making stupid decisions, but they started it, so there has to be a finish, I guess. You know, people in the big cities, you should start panicking. Not panicking, but getting prepared right now, because it's the worst place to be in the cities, I tell you, when shit hits the fan. But as you know, I'm a prepper here. I live in Thailand. I spent 10 years getting prepared because I knew this day will come. I knew it will come. So it's going to get worse. But anyway, just look at these lovely bananas we have here. I let them ripen on the tree. Okay. And then I cut them down. And hopefully I'm gonna make banana wine out of all this. Yeah, make alcohol. So what do you think, guys? Is that being prepared? Still got the fish in the lake. Might do some fishing this week, not sure. Check on the fish to see how they're doing, but yeah, it's gonna get really bad if it still goes on for another couple of weeks. You will see the escalation is all by design, guys. You know this thing, okay? They're going to bring in the digital currency, the Great Resets. If anyone's heard of it, go and look it up. Anyway, it's not all doom and gloom. You can help yourself to get out the matrix. Hope you have a lovely day. Look at these guys. This is a very heavy bunch of bananas. Wow. For what it is. Okay, they don't have any spray on them to ship to you. These are organic bananas, my friend, straight from the homestead. Bananas you get in the supermarket, and they've been sprayed with chemicals so they can travel across the ocean to get to you in the month and still stay green, and then they put them in this big room to turn them yellow and spray them with loads of chemicals. So just be careful, guys. Alright, have a lovely day. Hope I didn't scare you too much.
The end of meat rationing this weekend was the final step in dismantling the whole wartime system of food distribution. The 14-year story told by this book was over. The ration book has done its job. It's been a long job. Indeed, children up to school-leaving age have never known life without the ration book. Now it's only for mothers of the very young that visits to food offices will still be necessary. Those who want to draw welfare food, such as dried milk, orange juice and cod liver oil. Many country food offices, such as this one in Devon, will be closed. At the Ministry of Food in London, officials will turn to other jobs. But the handing out of ration books and cards has ended. Now let's recall something of the story of rationing and de-rationing. May 1949, and clothes come off the ration. One set of coupons less. January 1950, and now it was milk without coupons. Due credit was given to the cows, which, with better feeding and breeding, had increased production. May 1950 brought the end of the point system. With it came the last of cutting out those precious little squares of paper and the counting and checking that followed. In the same month, just before Whitsun, petrol rationing ended. An event that was celebrated by all users of motor transport. Then in October 1952, tea came off. From India, Pakistan, Ceylon were sent more and more of these crates, meaning more second cups for all. Sweets finally came off points in February 1953. Many wasted no time in taking full advantage of the big stocks, but no one was sent away disappointed. A month later, and you could make an omelette and break as many eggs as you liked for the first time in 12 years. There were more hens in British farmyards than before the war. September 1953, sugar. As much as you wanted left the refineries to go on uncontrolled sale. May 1954, and margarine is unrationed for the first time in 14 years, with a variety of brands to choose from. Butter, too, came off the ration, and grocers displayed bigger quantities than most of us had seen since before the war. And now, 2 months later, comes the end of meat rationing. In this cattle market at Haywards Heath in Sussex, you see one reason. Country cattle markets are coming into their own again, and so are the crowds of experts gathered round the auctioneer's ring. Their thoughts can now go back to pre-war methods of marketing.
7 months, 7 7 7 7 1 7 1 2 7 2 3 4 7 4 5 6 7 6 8 7 7 8 7 8 7 8 10 12 7 12 7 12 13 7 13 14 15.
After the auctioneer had finished, he was asked about the wartime marketing system.
What has happened during the war, particularly on account of the rationing of meat, the whole of the fat stock comprising the cattle, pigs, sheep and cows have been taken over by the Ministry of Food direct at controlled prices.
And as to the future prospects, the auctioneer summed up the outlook in these words.
What I think is going to happen is that the butchers can now select their particular grade of stock in order that they can fulfill their orders to their particular customers.
Despite increased home produce, meat supplies have been the Ministry of Food's biggest problem. Quantities still come from Australia and New Zealand, South America and elsewhere. From the quayside, the frozen meat is taken to big storage depots, such as this one at Smithfield. From here, it leaves on its way to the shops. And lastly, the housewife's view, as given to our reporter Godfrey Talbot.
Now we have a representative of all those who, at the weekend, go into the butcher's shop and actually buy the meat. The housewives and all those who do the shopping for the family. Miss Warren from Herne Hill, who does shop for a family every week. Now, what difference is this decontrolling going to mean in your shopping life?
Well, the main feature of de-rationing is the advantage of going into any shop I want to go into, being able to buy meat just as I want it, and if I happen to be entertaining at a moment's notice, such an advantage to dash into a shop and buy an extra steak or chop